Come on, last working day of the year. Get that hat on. We got a Christmas song to do.
Oh, my big head.
Looking festive. Squeeze it down, Samuel.
It's done. 2 seconds.
Okay.
Oh. Right, 50 pence, because I don't have a pick.
1, 2, 3, My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna, but can't stand to see me walk out the door? Don't try to fight the feeling, cause the thought alone is killing me right now. Thank God for Mom and Dad for sticking two together, cause we don't know how. Hey ya, hey ya. We nailed it! Merry Christmas! Here's the headlines. Randy Orton has strong words for an AEW wrestler. An AEW personality has told his family to never let WWE induct him into their Hall of Fame. And a WWE Superstar has signed a new 5-year deal. We'll tell you who in a bit. Now, if you haven't seen the closing segment of AEW Dynamite this week, then you probably should have, because it's being shared quite a lot, and not for a good reason. We'll just quickly recap it. The Dark Order emerge, and then all of their creepers run down to the ring and they're attacking everybody. Dustin's out there, the Bucks are out there, Cody comes out, I think, and they're just beating them all down. The numbers game is truly in effect. But the reason that this is being shared is because one of the creepers mounts Dustin Rhodes, and he's throwing some punches. We can't show you, but they are bad punches, and this is being viewed on Twitter like close to 1 million times now. Lots of WWE superstars and wrestling legends as well have commented on this. We'll start off with Mark Henry, who simply says, "Fire this person now." Trish Stratus piping up with a simple a facepalm emoji. Brian Efron, the blue meanie. "Oh, what the F, man? Poor Dustin. It's TV. I like AEW, but seriously, what in the effing F?" However, the most outspoken of all is one Randall Keith.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Who'd have thunk
Who'd
it,
have thought he'd be the one to have something to say?
So he quote retweeted Tama Tonga, who's in a bit of like a rivalry, a bit of a feud with Enzo at the moment.
With Enzo stemming from all the stuff at the Ring of Honor show where nobody was told that they were going to jump the barrier. And
yeah, it's been going on for ages.
It's sort of twisting in a way where it looks like they're trying to get an actual match out of it now.
Yeah, I'm sure they will do. I'm sure they will do. Tama Tonga tweeted, "Is that Enzo in the mask? That's got to be him. Fire him right now." It isn't. We're very confident it isn't. Randy Orton, however, quote retweeting this, saying, "He apparently is a seasoned vet and is used to live TV, and just assumed that the camera to his left was the one with that red dot thingy on it for those horrendous effing punches. Hashtag work on your punch, kid." I can't work out if Orton actually believes that's Enzo. I get the impression that he does.
I don't know. I think maybe he's got a closer relationship with somebody like Cody, and that might be the actual reason. The guy thought he was on the wrong camera.
I don't see Enzo popping up here. Anyway.
No, not Enzo.
Oh, right.
I mean, like Randy Orton might have a relationship with Cody to the point where he can say, "Oh God, like this happened."
Oh, they're pals. Yeah. Like Cody complimented him quite
So that might
recently.
actually be the truth. The guy might have thought he was on a different camera, and so he was just phoning it in.
They were bad.
He was literally like this, as I was doing earlier. Just like.
But Randy wasn't finished there. He then quote retweeted himself.
Not. It's Randy Orton.
And he said, "Or quit the business because you're the drizzling S's." I'll leave you to guess what that S word.
The apostrophe-filled S word.
Yes. Yeah. And he then followed up one more time. He's not finished yet. And he says, "Or you can come to the top company and I'll teach you one of the most important aspects of our biz, throwing an effing fist emoji."
Oh! Boo! Mic drop, Randall Keith.
You know, he's been really horrible for the first two, and then in the third, he's offered him a job.
Yeah,
God bless you, Randy Orton.
It's Christmas time. That's a nice thing to do.
What a wonderful man. The spirit of St. Orton. So this is kicking off all over the place. Everybody's commenting on it. They are bad punches. However, in the wake of this, the Young Bucks, both of them, Matt and Nick, have deleted their Twitter accounts. People are speculating, right, that this is because of all the criticism being levied against AEW because of this closing segment.
They've had so much more crap.
Yeah.
Like in the past. It can't be because of that.
This was silly, of course, and it is embarrassing for AEW, but I don't think it's that. I think, personally, it's the Christmas season, and they probably don't want to be dicking about on Twitter, right?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's a big work. Maybe it's all building to something, I don't know. But
yeah,
it's just...
I think they're a bit thicker skinned than that.
Yeah.
And the Young Bucks, like all of the Elite, in fact, Twitter and social media as a whole is so important to both them and AEW.
Yeah.
I think there's got to be a decent enough reason. I think they'll pop back up in a week. I've seen news websites all over the place going, they deleted because
they will pop back up the second that this video goes live, thereby rendering this news entirely useless. Because that's what always happens.
It does happen. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Nick. Next up, a current WWE superstar has signed a new 5-year deal with the company, and that person is Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke signing a new 5-year deal. She spoke to Sports Illustrated, revealing that 5-year contract had been signed very, very recently. WWE just handing out these 5-year contracts now as standard.
Yeah, well, I think that's just the way forward, isn't it? As long as you've got competition, you may as well iron out anybody that you may have any use for the foreseeable future. And I mean, Dana Brooke, there are faint glimmers every now and then on SmackDown where it's like they're giving her more time, they're letting her do stuff, and like she's actually getting pretty good in the ring. And it's like,
great.
In about 5 years, you know, if they keep building her a bit, we could have something special.
I genuinely think she's got so much potential. There's something about her I just find really, really fun to watch. Me and Tom were talking about this in a news video a couple of days ago, and he was saying like, oh, it's a shame that maybe this is just happening because of the Batista thing. You'd like to think that isn't the reason. Maybe that plays into it, but
maybe. But the first time they gave a sort of a big spotlight was in the build up to the the Survivor Series stuff, which was before the Batista stuff.
Yeah, true.
So like she sort of got a spotlight during this weird like 6-woman tag when Team NXT just rocked up on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And she had like a big showcase 2 or so minutes in the ring, and she was just bossing everybody.
Nice.
So
a few of these contracts have been signed recently. We've had Kofi, in fact, all 3 members of the New Day have signed recently. Dana speaking to Sports Illustrated.
Stone Cold Steve Austin returning. Adam Pacitti is going to confirm right now.
Yes, that is confirmed. It won't be in the headline or anything, but that's definitely true. She says, part of our goal is to build her own personal brand, and women empowerment is a key in the success of my career and a key for WWE. Very nice stuff. Congratulations to Dana Brooke.
Do you know what I think it is actually? It's the weird athletic style she brings. The way she does that like flipping back elbow and stuff, and like she does all these like
everything
things
looks really fluid, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's sort of like it's different to everybody else's offense. I think that's why she's entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's such an arsey thing. Well done on getting a contract extension.
Next up, it's time to talk about Tony Schiavone. Speaking on the What Happened When podcast, he's revealed that after seeing Eric Bischoff leaving the WWE, being fired from WWE quite recently and replaced by Bruce Pritchard, he has informed his family to, if he would have passed away, never let them induct him into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Ooh.
Yeah, right, so he says, well, Eric got effed over once by Vince this year, so why wouldn't Vince F him over again? You know what? That's effing fine with me. And he says, I hope that I'm working with AEW until the day I die, because once it's all over with, my family's been instructed. I've told you this on the air before. They've been instructed that if they want to induct me in any way, post-mortem, the answer from the family is no. So don't expect for me to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. And he goes on saying, I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off because Eric is not a part of the NWO who are being inducted into the Hall of Fame, but there are various members of the NWO not included in that. Yeah, it's just trips.
I thought they'd have Bischoff induct them.
Yeah, there's controversy
because part of it. I thought he should induct them because he stole the idea from Japan and made it work.
That's true. So, and he was a great member of the NWO.
He was as well,
an integral part of that whole story.
Yeah.
And he goes on to say, like, he doesn't have any beef with Bruce Pritchard. He says he's a friend, he's a good guy, straight up guy. But with Vince McMahon, he speculates essentially, saying, and everybody knows that Eric was brought in just so that he could get fired, and that effing sucks.
The whole thing was, I don't think he was brought in to be fired. I think that, for me personally, I believe that Eric was brought in as a scapegoat.
Okay.
In the sense that by the sounds of it, he was just being like sort of told turn up and then was just sitting at catering. Like they weren't giving him any work to do. And it was like they announced him as like the new like lead guy backstage, but Vince was changing all the scripts.
Yeah,
and then Bischoff would be the one that got the blame.
He had a very different role to Heyman. It was initially sort of said that they were both executive producers, but Heyman seemed to have a lot more responsibility than Eric Bischoff in this new role. And then he was gone, 5 or 6 weeks later, and it sucks for Eric Bischoff.
Well, he moved his entire life to Stamford again.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, so I can understand why there's animosity there.
Yeah.
Tony Schiavone, by the way, somebody who absolutely deserves to be in any wrestling Hall of Fame.
Straight up, like the fact that he's back on a major wrestling wrestling program is, I think it's probably my favourite thing about wrestling this year. Is that
he's classy.
It's just
he's
that
really
voice,
good on it.
like that voice I haven't heard in so long.
Voice of your childhood. I was a WCW kid as well.
Yeah, and it's just like, he's not skipped a beat. It's great.
Yeah, he's still really good. Excalibur, fantastic. And also Jim Ross is there, so.
Oh!
Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Cultaholic. And most importantly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.